Hello, welcome to SquishiVision, where I'm about to react to Lower Deck's least dangerous game. For God's sake, why am I being rang now? It's just not going well. I'm ill. I'm not feeling very well, which is why I'm not wearing any pants. So, and that's why I look quite disheveled. So, we probably make this relatively quick. But yeah, and I'll try to put my thoughts together, but I've not spoken in like hours, and my head feels weird every time I move individual parts of it. Martok was back, that was nice. It was good to see him again by the original actor. I'm gonna just mute my watch because it keeps pinging. My biggest issue this episode is the whole like, yeah, we won't have security stop this person from causing harm to a Starfleet officer. But that's not very ethical. Like, that doesn't really fit with the whole Starfleet kind of protocol. Like, what's her name? Janeway didn't even let Paris consensually take part in a battle with the Klingons because it would cause him harm without making it like safe. And like, obviously this wasn't to the death, and it never was, but he still like caused him harm, and like also it was happening like in the corridors of the ship. Like, that's not a case of just that could cause damage to the place. That's just a case of respecting cultures. That's like an actual harm thing. Like, that's damaging someone else's body. So that's just really bizarre and kind of goes against what we've already established. So it's really bizarre. Like, Freeman's like, oh no, it's fine. It's part of their culture. We'll have to accept it. Like, no, it's not how that works. Also, what's his name? Ranson? Yeah, Ransom. He was acting very. I guess he explained that he was trying to push Mariner, but like, again, he was acting very like childish. What we've just compared. I don't know, not too far off, I suppose, but I guess just a wee bit off to what we're usually expecting. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the whole plot with the strawberries because I don't like blue content, and that was quite blue. But I did like the whole thing about testing Mariner's kind of limits, and then her jumping off and then having to climb up again because he started praising her, and she was like, oh no. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as good as last week's episode in terms of like references and like plot and things like that. It was more kind of season one, things are happening kind of things. Oh, although that being said, I did like the I did love the Bathlefs and Behnooks kind of thing, which, I mean, it's apparently based more on a Star Trek board game called Star Trek: The Next Generation: A Klingon Challenge than it is on D&D. But it's quite funny because I've just started playing Star Trek Adventures, which is a D20 style Star Trek RPG. I've started, like, I think next Thursday after next is going to be our first in-game session. I'm currently building a character for that, so it was kind of funny to see it in here, and I like the kind of references to Dungeons and Dragons, obviously, and seeing that replicated in a Star Trek context. That was fun. So yeah, that was cute. I love that bit, and I love that Martok was kind of the. It has like virtual component where your DM was a virtual program. It's a bit sad, I guess, that they didn't have like an actual person DM. I guess in terms of like, that's like part of the fun, I guess. Like, they're also a player, but not just a tool. But I suppose, you know, in 20 whatever century this is, 20 4th century or whatever, you could probably have like the DMs if you couldn't find someone who you wanted to, or if you were like wanting to have a celebrity DM, you could get them to. I'm sure there's people who would play a virtual Matt Mercer D&D game. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say on this episode. It was pretty basic and straightforward. Nothing kind of standing out, but pretty like basic Lower Decks episode. again disagree with the whole like you wouldn't immediately stop one of your officers from experiencing grievous bodily harm just because someone else is part of someone else's culture. And yeah, I mean, I would argue that someone should report Ransom for jeopardizing his crew's safety and putting them through trauma because of his own personal vendetta. But apart from that, yeah, I'm not doing very well because I'm ill. I should probably finish eating my food before it gets cold. So I'm gonna go back and do that. I'm gonna take off this, put something back more comfortable on. I also need to buy a new uniform because this uniform doesn't fit me very well. But yeah, cheers for tuning in to this okay-ish reaction, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. At some point I'm gonna watch Rings of Power. I need to catch up because apparently they're hour-long episodes, and the longer I leave it, more it's gonna be like what, a marathon. So yeah, cheers.